Everyone, so this is the second part of the beginners video. So in the first part we talked about how to deposit money into Coinbase and buy Ethereum or Bitcoin. So in this segment we are going to talk about how to transfer that into another exchange like Binance, or you can also transfer it to anybody else. So it's just like bank accounts. You need to know the public key, which acts as a account number where you're sending, and you have to be very careful. We're going to see how you do it and how to be very safe in doing that. So in the last segment, we did an experimental purchase of Ethereum. We have 0.0192 Ethereum in our account. Now we are trying to send this. So first of all, you need to understand where your wallet is. So you click your portfolio. It doesn't show here. So let's go to your accounts. So if you see in this accounts, you have these wallets. In the Ethereum wallet, you have send option. Also, you can receive means you are receiving it from somebody else. So if you want to receive directly into your Coinbase, it's not recommended because you are better off using your wallets like a Treasure or a MyEther wallet. But let's say you want to receive Ethereum, you can say show address, and this is your address. So this is a public key, which is also known as a wallet address. So this is something which you can share with anybody. This is safe because it's a public key. The private key is something which you should never share with anybody. Okay, but coming back to this segment, we are sending Ethereum. So we need to press send, and this is where we enter the Ethereum address. So whoever you are sending to, you can put that address in, and then you choose how much Ethereum you're sending. For example, 1 USD, it will automatically convert into Ethereum. But in this case, let us not select USD, but we can select all of the Ethereum. Now it's not allowing me to send unless I have a valid address. So this is a good thing they have implemented so that you don't by mistake send it to an empty address. You may have read about it that if you send it to an empty address, it just goes somewhere and you can never recover this amount. Now let's go to Binance to get this address because you need to find out where you are sending this. So this is the Binance exchange login. So again, I'm assuming you have created a Binance account. You can see the instruction on how to open the account in one of the posts in our page, Investing with the Difference. So in this, you can see there are some links here. You have orders, funds. So this shows your balances, deposits. This is where you deposit the currencies from external accounts. So you press deposits and you select which coin. So if you are depositing Bitcoin, it's automatically default to that. But in our case, we are trying to deposit Ethereum. So we select Ethereum. So this is very important. You need to choose exactly same coin as here. Otherwise, you are going to again lose your money because you're sending a wrong type of coin to address. So going back to this, so now you chose Ethereum, it will show you an address where you need to receive. So if you read here, very important, send only Ethereum to this address. Any other currency may result in loss of your deposit. Now I would recommend you copy the address using this copy address link because sometimes when you're selecting with your mouse, you may miss out on some digits, and you don't want to do that again, because if you put up a wrong address, just like the bank accounts, you lose the money, but in this case you have nobody to go to recover that. So you use copy address, it says succeeded. You go back to your Coinbase and you enter your address. Now it's a pretty long address, so sometimes you don't see the full thing. So just make sure you can see and move your cursor, like you see the last two digits and first two digits, that a whole thing is copied. So this is very important. Just as a beginner, you need to make sure that you verify it a couple of times that your address is fully copied and there is nothing missing. Usually when you are copy paste, you're not going to be having a wrong address. The only mistakes which happen are usually when you miss some digits. So again, I don't recommend typing in the address. Always try to keep the address in a soft copy, or copy it from one exchange to another using your Control C, or using the copy address features of the exchanges. So now you got your address. Now you can select how much Ethereum you want to send. So let's say we want to send the whole amount. This is an optional message. There is no need to do this. In some cases, some people want it, but it doesn't matter. You can just select and you say continue. And I have set two-step verification because I want my account to be secure. So it is asking me for the code. So I will enter my code from my Google Duo mobile app, which you must have set up during your account setup. And I enter the code and I say confirm, and Ethereum is sent to your Binance account. So typically it takes some time. You need to wait for it, and it will show you. Coinbase usually does some batching, so basically they are going to wait for many transactions, combine them together, and then send it out over the network. So after some time, you will be seeing that you will receive this transaction into your Binance account. So let's go back in the meantime and see how do you track it. So now you can reload this page, and still nothing shows up. So usually the history, this will show up here when your new transaction comes. So now let's go back. In the meantime, while we're waiting, we go and check how to do the same thing in Gemini. So you can say withdraw from exchange, and you choose what are you withdrawing. So in this case, if you have bought Ethereum, you choose Ethereum. Again, it's a very similar process. It is going to ask you for the address. You say destination address, which is again very careful. You have chosen Ethereum. You get your Binance Ethereum address from here, copy. You say paste, and then you can choose how much you want to withdraw. And let's say I say 0.5 Ethereum in this case. I say review withdrawal. Again, they have some warnings. Make sure your address is complete. You see the last two digits and first two digits. It should start with a 0x, which means it's a hexadecimal number, and it ends with 20. And I'm going to say confirm. Now again, I have a two-factor authentication set up on my Gemini account. It's going to ask me for the code. And now they have actually enabled a confirmation, so I don't know okay, so I can approve it on my Gemini account. I did the approval. Instead of the code, now they have enabled a push notification, which is very good. So it's very easy. Now it says you have transferred. So now Gemini is usually immediate if they don't wait. So you can see view transactions. Now once you send this, you can actually click on the transaction, and this shows you the transaction on actual Etherscan Ethereum network, and you see that it is not yet added to a block. So when this transaction is added to the network, you will see. So we keep refreshing it. Now you see there is still it is pending. Let me check whether Coinbase. Okay, now the Coinbase is also showing pending. So I can click view transaction on this as well. So what I did is I go to this pending. I press view transaction, and it says success. So this is very important. So it says success, and it says 4 confirmations. So every time you transfer a blockchain based cryptocurrency, you need confirmation by the network. So it's a little bit technical, but all you need to know is that it is the miners are basically mining the blocks, and it is a consensus-based transaction. So as more and more confirmation happen, this transaction becomes uh, like the transaction cannot be reversed. Now, because this success is showing here, let's go to Binance again and see what shows up here. So I refreshed. Oh wow! So it's moving very fast. So Ethereum is right now. You are seeing that I have both my transactions. It is waiting for the confirmation. So you need to have 30 confirmations for Binance to accept your deposit and be ready to use. So these days, I think the network is very fast. So I got it very quickly. If I keep refreshing it, I will see that it will get confirmed very fast. So we have 4 confirmation from Gemini and 8 confirmation from Coinbase. And you can also refresh it on this Etherscan, which I clicked. So this is usually to track your transaction if you are worried about whether your money is gone and where it has gone. So sometimes when the network is slow, this shows up very late in Binance. In that case, you can monitor these transactions by saying view transaction in both of these accounts. So this was a tutorial on how to transfer your tokens from fiat exchange to Binance kind of an exchange where you can buy other coins. If you want to see more videos or learn more, please join Investing with the Difference on Facebook. And that's it from me on this video section.